Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, I'm going to teach you how to build the range that is present in many websites, in the online shopping websites. Like if you open a garment website where you can purchase your clothes, so you can define a range of your budget like this here. If I define, so it is a $17 to $45, and it is the one by one you can move this, and when you stop, so it will give us a range. So it is started from the $0 to the $110. You can specify according to your requirement. Here it is, and I'm gonna specify from $0 to the $100, and you can increase it as many as you want. So now at the start it is present here, and now I'm gonna build this. This is a div, and the this dollars are shown in the another span. So here is, first of all, here is the div, here is the div, and here is slide. I'm gonna give it ID slide, and then here is the span. Here is txt, in which we will show our text. And now when the program is run, so this div is changed into the slide. So here is slide, this its ID, the ID of the div, and here is we have to apply slider. So here is this and this, and now here I'm going to execute the file. We have not executed. So now here you see that it is the range, but it have just one option. So now we have to give it some values, then it will be okay. First of all, here is we have to give it the minimum value is 0. Here is 0, then comma, then the maximum value is 100, and then we have to define it as a range. Here is range is equal to 2, so then it have two buttons. Now refresh it. So now here you see that it have two buttons, and it have value, starting value is 0 and the maximum value is 100. You can give it the maximum value 200, 300, as many as you want. And now it have 2 points, so it have two values. This is its first value, this is its second value. So these values are stored inside the array. So now first of all, at the start I will give the default value, and I'm gonna create that array. Here is with the here is, that is values. This is the array. This is a fixed keyword by the slider, and here is the first value that I'm going to give it 20, and the second value is 50, and it is okay. And here is refresh it. Here is, it is at the 20 value, it is at the 50 value. Here you see that it is at the center now. So now these are just the values that I have given, and now after it now here you see that it is slide to this point, this point. So we want to print its values here downside the slide. I want to print, so here is slide. When we slide the buttons, so this function will execute, and here is, it have the event is occur. Here event is occur, and then here is the user interface object is created. We can call it any name, we can give it any name like eventy or anything, or we can call it anything, user interface. I have just write UI. So now by using this UI object, we will get the values of this button. Now this button is present on maybe on 15. So how we can get its value? By using this UI object, and we will print it. So here is, I'm gonna print those values inside the this span element. Here is the text, here is and here is this, and uh, here is what we need to do. First of all, here is the UI object, and then dot, then value, and then in the parentheses we have to write 0 value, because 0 is the index of the array, and this is the 0 index have the value of the first button that is here. And here you see that this is the 20 value, this is the 0 index value, this is the first index value, and this is the value of the first button, this is the value of the second button, and it is changing when we change these buttons position, so this value will be changing. So now at the 0 index at the first button, what's the value? It will be printed here. Refresh it. Here it is not printed. Why? Here is we have to use the HTML function here, because it is not going to work with it. Here is when we change it, so why it is not working? Here is the error. Here we have to write S, then it will work. And now here is when we change it, so here the first button value is changing. Here you can see that first, this is the first button, so its value is printed here. At the start, its value is here is its value is 20, and so when we move it, so it is printed. And now here is this, and in this way we can also print the value of the second button. So what we need to do, here is the plus sign to concatenate, and here is the UI object values, and here is the first index value, because the first index value is for the second button. And here is reload it, and here is the and it is override it. Here what we need to do, we have to give, here is a separation, here is like this, and here is 2, and now it is okay. Here is, you see that now it is clear. When we move the second button, so second value is changing, and the first value is remain same. In this way, here you see that when we move the first button, so first value is changing. So in this way you can define, you can get the values, you can define the values, and you can also show this dollar sign with the values. How we can show it? Here before the values we have to write this and sign, and then dollar, and then semicolon, so it will print the dollar sign. Here is this and dollar and semicolon, so here is dollar, and if we paste this thing before the first value, here is plus to concatenate, and here is, so now it will also work with it with the first value. Here you see that both values, and when it stop, here you see that when it stop, so it will give us a alert you have stopped. But how we can do it? Here by writing the comma, and here is the stop callback function. When we stop, so here is this function will execute, and you can print anything. I don't think so the alert is an awesome thing at this stage, but here I just want to print this. Your range is selected. Here is, I'm gonna print this thing after the span, and here is hash txt dot after, this is the span, this is the span, this is the span id, and it is going to add this text after the span. Here is HTML, and your range is selected, and here is this. So when we stop, so here you see that your range is selected and your range is selected, or you can add uh, the HTML text after. You can add the HTML text. Here is inside the span, and now it is better. Here is the range is moving, and here is your range is selected, or we can add it in the separate element like this. Here is txt2. This is another span in which we will show this text, and here is 2. So now it will be okay. Here is your range is selected. Here is, so in this way you can build this functionality. In the next video I'm going to discuss the slider, how we can build the slider. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion. I will help you as much as I can.